When I started my hardcore world, I set out with one goal in mind. I wanted to turn this series into my forever world. The biggest step in that journey was getting the perfect start, which I achieved by finding the perfect seed for my world, which ended with our starter base on a hill in the distance. Now, of course, a single build isn't really much of a forever world. We could turn our attention to the ravine slashed right through our land, which I want to completely transform into the mining district. Or we could turn our attention to the vanilla village, which I want to completely overhaul and bring new life, turning it into a large town or small city. We also can't disregard the lore where the village is at war with the pillagers who are literally just across the river. And I would love to turn this outpost into a full-blown castle and automatic raid farm. There's also a couple of holes in my land that look like asteroid impacts of old, and I would love to make that a reality. And these projects are all on the horizon in the near future, but they're not what I'm going to be tackling today. Because to achieve a lot of those builds, I want access to a resource that, while I do have access to, I don't want to keep mining in large quantities. That being iron. So I would like to turn my attention towards the island just off the coast of our starter house. My long-term plans for this area is to transform it into a farming district for the poorer people of our settlement. But for today, I want to focus directly on the center, because it's here that I would like to build up our very first iron farm, using a tutorial that I'll leave in the description by fellow content creator and YouTuber Wattles. I want to ensure that we have enough iron for all the chains, cauldrons and hoppers that I'm going to need moving forward. So if you would like to join our community and subscribe to our adventure, here we go. Our hardcore adventure. Now, while I would love to get started immediately on the building, that sounds like a lot of fun, I have a big problem. You see, the starter house pretty much reduced me to next to no resources, which means I need to go resource grinding. And with iron tools as our primary source of gathering, this could take a while. So I'm gonna breed up the cows, craft up our first diamond tool, grab a bucket of water, and head on down into my mine, where I am going to be listening out for the gurgling sounds of lava. Once I could hear it, I started digging around trying to find it, which turned out to be both a good thing and a bad thing, as we found some diamonds, but I realized it was just a single block of lava. And well, I was going to need at least 4 blocks, so now I went back to searching. Eventually, I would hear the gurgling of lava one more time, and so I began digging towards it. Then it was a case of placing the water bucket down and mining myself a few pieces of obsidian. Once I had a few pieces of obsidian, I was going to head back to the surface, but I wanted to show you folks something I found while I was in this little cavern. As I stumbled across some cobblestone and mossy cobblestone, I stumbled across 2, which can only mean spawners. There's 2 spawners down here. Wow, there's a double spawner. Wow, like, that's insane. This seed is the seed that just keeps on giving. Like, holy crap, I've never seen spawners this close together before. Oh man, I guess the only question now is, what goodies do we get? Well, no name tag. What about you? Name tag! Yes! Oh, 2 pieces of iron as well. Oh, the rotten flesh. How could I turn away the rotten flesh? There's 1 more chest. Anything interested? Some gold. Oh, more name tags. That's fantastic stuff. We'll break these and take all of these. Mine! Dibs! With that done, I peeked along the cavern a little bit longer, but I just found another pit of lava, so I headed back up to the surface, where I started harvesting up my sugarcane. With my pockets all clogged up, it was time to head back home. So I'm going to interject, because I see the title, A Perfect Start in Hardcore Minecraft, absolutely everywhere, and I feel like I've had that in my world. I really do feel like this world was meant to be, and I hope this is my forever world as I try not to die here in Hardcore Minecraft. Anyway, I've got a build to make. As you probably guessed, exactly what I want to do with all those resources that I gathered. And the first step was transforming one of the towers very slightly as I had built these with the intention of putting the enchanting setup in the far one that was furthest away from our door. Now that I had a room picked out, I just needed a way to get up there from the main house, so I settled on a staircase just to the right of the first tower. And so that it fit with the theme and didn't just look odd, I added in some spruce trapdoors, and there we had our staircase. With the room picked out, I needed to gather a few resources just to be able to craft enough bookcases that we could get up to a level 30 enchantment, which went splendid until I broke my pickaxe, or rather my axe. But as it turned out, I did manage to get enough spruce wood for the bookcases. There was just one more resource I needed, and that would be the leather to bind the books with. Thankfully, the cow population had grown out of hand, so it was just a case of culling the herd a bit. By the time I'd hit 45, I had barely thinned it out at all, but had managed to make some, escape. Back at home, I was already running low on food as I had absolutely none, so I did the trick of smelting down some spruce logs to make charcoal. Meanwhile, crafting up the books that I would need, turning them into bookshelves, and finally getting our first enchanting table, which I could place down and start decorating with the bookshelves we just crafted up. Now, we're not quite at level 30, but we will be soon. I just want to see what enchants we get on our diamond pick. Unbreaking 3, which is okay. I hope we get more. I guess we'll find out. I just need to get 4 more levels. With that completed, I could take the 8 charcoal we had smelted down and start cooking up our first stack of food. And then it was time to move on to the next job of the day. The first step here would be upgrading our iron tools and finally getting fully into the diamond age. This will include a shovel, an axe, a sword, and a second pickaxe. This would use up pretty much all of our diamonds, but we still had some down in the mine that I was waiting for Fortune to mine, so I wasn't too concerned. Since I didn't have an XP farm in this world yet, I decided to use the cows as a makeshift one. I was just going to keep breeding them up, slaying them, breeding them up over and over again to get more levels, and every time we would hit level 30, we'll go and do another enchant. But enough of dilly-dallying about. I want to start the planning phase of the building. But before I could even start the planning phase, it was time to start sketching out the area. As I said in the first episode, I want to have a map that is complete of this area before we even begin building. Yeah, and in typical fashion, this map would obviously be just a tiny little bit of the coastline. So the first map that I generated, we actually already had it right there, look. This is that map. We can take that out. We can put this here. You can see that actually fits there. So we have an accidentally updated version of this central piece. But you can see the island now. It is going to go up a little bit more. We need 2 more maps, I believe, to complete that. I just don't have the paper for it. So while my sugarcane grows, let's go and get a little bit of planning done. The first step is access, and I am toying with 2 ideas. I like the idea of a bridge going here all the way across, something like this, so it's nice and straight, it's easy to design. Alternatively, I feel like a diagonal bridge going across here like that feels much more natural. It would have to be an arch so the boats could sail, as I want my world to be connected in pretty much every way that I can think of, and I want you to be able to sail and ride and fly throughout the entire world once we've got, multiple kingdoms and whatnot. So I'm going to leave both of those in as ideas for now and move on. Now, if we were to go with this design, I'm thinking that the perfect place for the iron farm would be right around here, like right in the central part of the island. We'll mark that with a square. Then what we could do is we could bring a pathway over here that could lead to a bit of an inland dock. Like this would be really nice to have a custom dock here. So we'll put a D here for dock. Now the iron farm is going to need 8 blocks in either direction that isn't a spawnable location. So we'll have like wheat fields going around it. So as for the pathway, we'll probably wrap it around the top here. Then we can kind of come off of this main road here and bring it all the way up to this hill, where we can have that building that I was talking about to house our map. Then I want this to feel like it's a bit of a hamlet that's off from the main village. Like this is the poorer section. Like the peasants, forgive the word, but the peasants would live kind of out here near the farm. They wouldn't be associated with the main village over there. They couldn't afford the houses in there. So I want some smaller houses and I want to challenge myself. So I'm thinking we do a couple of diagonal houses over here. And then we can bring the walkway along here, and maybe we have both bridges. Maybe we have 2 bridges. And then it could meet up here, and then branch out along the side of the river, and meet up with a path that leads to the dock. Now, back over here, I'm thinking that we have some more simpler houses to frame out. Maybe some straight ones here. Maybe we have an L-shaped one along this road. Maybe we have another long one here, and then we bring one across over here. And that'll give us a few houses within this area. And as we'll have the dock sort of running and looping around here, the iron farm. Very important. If we can get that one up and running first, that's the hardest build to do, the most technical build. And it can also be churning away, generating us iron while we're here. It's time to jump over into the next part of our adventure. Now, when it comes to iron farms, there are many different tutorials on YouTube, and I am not a technical Minecrafter, so I went and found one that I liked. And one of the chaps that I really do enjoy the way that he does his tutorials is Wattles. So I'm going to be using the best Minecraft 1.21 iron farm, new design, easy and efficient video that he uploaded. I will leave that link down below. And I'm not going to do a step-by-step tutorial on this because it's not my iron farm, and that is wrong, stealing from other creators. But I am going to try and give you guys an idea of what I'm doing so you're not completely lost. Like this is going to be our entrance into it. I would like our chests to be here, well, our uppers to be there precisely, and our chests coming out here. I'll just mark that with some chests. That's a good idea. Mark the chest with a chest. I like that idea. I like it a lot. Now for the next step, I'm going to need about 31 iron, and I've only got 25. So I'm going to go get some. With enough iron gathered, it was just a time of smelting it down. With that iron gain, not only did I achieve level 30, thanks to slaying some cows, but we also had enough iron to craft up our anvil. I would just need 3 blocks of iron, and then we could get our anvil. Where I could take the name tag and name it subscribe. And like. And like. And that's going to be the name of our zombie. Unfortunately, the cost of the name tag meant that we was no longer level 30, and not only that, it was also the day, so I needed to get a zombie, but it was day. But I needed to get a zombie, but it was day. Zombie, day, zombie, day, zombie, day. While I wait for nightfall to get my zombie, I decided to go and chop down some spruce. It didn't take long for night to fall, and mobs to start spawning. All I needed to do was sift through the number of mobs to find myself a Zed. Thankfully, these things have such a large aggro range that I could aggro those without alerting many of the other Zeds in the area. This was proving to be a much more difficult challenge than I thought, as skeletons were continuously shooting me everywhere I went. So I made the decision to start lighting up the area to reduce the number of mobs that would be spawning in the local vicinity. Doing this reminded me exactly why I had put this off for so long, because these mobs are so damn annoying. Righty, I got one Zed in. He's holding something so he shouldn't despawn. I just need to get back up there. Actually, no, I put a lid on top of it. Righty, we can go and frickin' sleep. We can call it a night. I nearly died 5 times out here. Now this morning, at least most of the mobs are going to despawn. My only real trouble are the number of creepers that seem to be hanging around here. I don't want to hug a creeper. I do, however, want to make sure that our chap is in here. I want to name him. I don't think we actually need to name him now, but I'm going to name him anyway because he's carrying something. I still want to name him. I did manage to hit level 30, so it's time for that first enchant, and pretty much every single enchant is unbreaking. So I'm going to go with a pick and hope we get something extra on it. At least we got efficiency 4. That's not too bad of a pickaxe. All the joys of celebrating my first enchant in the rain. Nice! Now with that trouble out of the way, I can get back to building this thing. Now all I gotta do is build the pen where the villagers are going to, spend the rest of their lives. Of course, before I made the decision to go ahead and get the villagers, I thought it'd make sense to put their beds down first, as, have you tried placing these things when villagers are walking around? They do not play ball. At least moving the villagers will be the easy part, right? In theory, I should just be able to place down a workstation and the villagers should pathfind to it. Great, we'll pick that up, put it down a little bit further away. Let him come to us, come on, you want to be employed, don't you? Why did he come over here, touch the cauldron, and then go back over there? Hello, your workstation's over here. Oh, now he's trapped. Excuse me, sir. You are going the longest way to a workstation. Hello? Over here. Hello? Oh, come on. We were like almost all the way there, and now you're turning around. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. You are royally irritating me now. He has literally walked all the way back to the village. And now he's gone and got himself stuck in the water. You know, iron farms. They are the bane of my existence. It's not because they're time-consuming to construct. It's because the villagers never want to play ball. Come on. Be employed. You know what? I'm going to just boat him over there. It's almost night, which means he's going to go and try and find a bed. I stuck him in a boat. Stuck him in a boat. And we're going over here. And there's going to be no way back. This is how we're doing it. Forget the bridge. I'm tearing it down so you don't have a way back. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, let's check out the hitboxes. Make sure we hit the boat. Now, sir. There's a workstation over there. Why are you looking that way? Stop looking. Yes, that's the way I want you to look. Have you ever thought about this, villager? Like, perhaps, because you are so difficult to work with, maybe that's why we creators decide to stick you in a box, force you to either breed for all eternity with no sunlight, or we put you in terror of being turned into a zombie for the rest of your existence. Have you ever wondered that's because you never play ball? I'm chill, I'm calm, I'm just rowing in my boat, stupid villagers. I mean, of course, the villager gets himself stuck back here. But this is just Villager 101, isn't it? Move aside, matey. Yeah, I'm driving this ship. Oh no, I'm stuck on a path block. Stupid path blocks. Ah! Finally. We're on to villager number 2. You've got a giant head. This third chap, he's that guy that thinks very hard about doing work, but then ultimately decides, no, I don't want it. I'm going to go and look over here at the bulletin board all day. We've just hit day 9,000, and the villager still has not got into his bed. Alas, he's in. After having me chase him all around this freaking island. He's been over there, he's been over there, he's been over there, he's been up there, he's been in there, he's been everywhere. He has really irritated me. But now you are trapped for the rest of your miserable existence. And I feel so good that I am encasing you in evil for the rest of your life. We're a family-friendly channel here, so by encasing you in evil, of course, what I mean is I'm going to give him lots of puppies and flowers and hay fever. Now for the much more calming task of tending the wheat fields and breeding the cows. Oh, the soothing moves of the cows, so much better than the of the villagers. And now it's back to building. You just need this floor to come 1 block over. Now for the next step, I'm gonna need enough iron for, what, 9 hoppers? So I've got to venture down and underground. You know, as I'm doing this, I'm just getting this real nostalgic feeling for some reason. I'm taken back to when I did my series, Endless Survival, like so many years ago. I'm talking like 5-6 years ago now. And between episodes, I would just come cave in and try and get the iron for a beacon. And that's just what this is taking me back to. And just by chance, it seems that I've managed to... Oh, I saw torches already here. I thought this was perhaps where I'd already come out. Great. I flooded it. We're into a flooded cave. That looks like it's the way out. Okay, I found my way out. I don't want to leave my bed behind. Oh no. While I wait for those hoppers to craft up, what do you know? It's raining again. I thought I'd go ahead and just put in some of the walls. With the walls in, I can go ahead and grab the hoppers and we'll leave those into these chests. Yeah, and we should just be able to place the lava here. Yeah, and we should be golden. Yes, we're good. Oh, I always hate placing the lava. I'm always afraid that it's going to toast me. Now comes the task of spawn-proofing the area around it. And, well, I'm not going to do that quite yet, but I am going to put in the perimeter of where I need to spawn-proof. So this is the area that I need to build within. Or rather, spawn-proof all the blocks within this big block of dirt. Now, obviously, we're going to have the building that the iron farm sits inside of. And then I want some kind of crop fields going around, probably up to where the road is around here. But I think first things first, we need to get some sort of shape for the building done. So I'm thinking we kind of have like the main building over here. Be just a long, thin thing with a roof on the top. We'll add some dormer windows on the roof just to make it look a little bit better. But for now, I'm thinking we do this. I could have actually probably put this all the way down here now I think about it. Actually, no, because I definitely wanted the chests to do this. So yes, this is fine. This is fine. Now over here, what I'm thinking we do is maybe we incorporate like a couple of towers into this build. So I think that shape will look really nice. I don't know whether to kick the towers out one more, but I think this will be okay. And the material that I want to build them out of, at least this first one anyway, is going to be tough. Oh look, it rains again. Charming. I'm really getting tired of the rain. It's raining almost every other day. Well, I'm going to need a bunch of deep slate and tough, and I don't want to deal with the rain today, so I'm going to go mining. Which I found even more diamonds. I've got freaking diamonds coming out of my ear holes down here. They're like, I got a vein there. There's a vein down there. There's a vein all the way over there. I think I got like 3 or 4 veins of diamonds that need mining. I'm just waiting for fortune. We are the cheeky girls. We are the cheeky girls. Maya hee, Maya hoo, Maya ha ha. Ooh ee ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bing bang. I said hey. Aha, eh, me to the heavenly savior, you know I'm a honey and a boogie and a Billy to eat. A Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. Say your prayers, little one, don't forget my son, to include everyone. And that's what I listen to when I'm mining. Back at the surface, I bred up the cows one more time, which gave me enough levels for another enchant, and I chose my axe, where we got efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. Now I could start the building phase, and I started by shaping out a couple of windows on either side, making sure to spawn-proof them using stairs, filling in the spaces between with just regular tuff. At the back I went for a very different kind of window, using a selection of stairs and bringing in some spruce trapdoors, then grabbing some of the chiseled tuff and dropping it right in the center. I then grabbed some cobblestone and started building up where the roof was going to go, giving us a shape like this. I could then finish framing out the downstairs where I wanted an archway door leading inwards. They gave us something like this, and to spawn-proof it, I added in some fences where golems could potentially spawn. And once again, I use the trick of placing the door sideways so that when it's closed, it's technically open and zombies won't try to break it down. Next, I wanted to hide the transition to cobblestone behind a few trapdoors. And while I'm satisfied with the beginning parts, I did realize I neglected to get anything in the way of cobblestone. Now for the actual structure of the roof, what I actually want, I cannot have just yet. You see, I want a mixture of spruce and dark oak, but I figured we could get started with the spruce. So there it is. The roof is on. Obviously, the accent blocks in front are going to be the dark oak ones, which is a resource I don't have access to just yet. It's not too far away. It's like, what, 300-400 blocks in that direction? I will go and get some shortly, but I want to get this farm operational. That word was hard to come out there. That farm did not want to come out from my mouth for some reason. I did not want to say the word farm. I want to make sure that this farm is operational, and to do that I need to start tearing out the floor in here. To accomplish this, I'm just going to simply lay a half slab as the flooring. Now all I got to do is make sure that all of the blocks within this dirt area are spawn proof. We could just go ahead and path block them all, but there is like one building that I do want to put just on the side here. And I'm just going to use like some spruce wood to accomplish this. And definitely not in that orientation. So this area I'm thinking is going to be like storage, because I want to have like all where this cobblestone is. I want it to go out there as a wheat field. And I want somewhere to just be able to come and dump the seeds and the wheat. We can have one half for seeds, one half for wheat. This does mean that I need to put a roof on here. And because it needs to be spawn proofed, that means that the roof actually has to be diagonal. So what we can do is we can get rid of one of those. We can do that. And then we'll get the roof looking kind of like a bit of a lean-to. And that comes up perfectly with where the roof is going to be, because right across there is going to be the dark oak trim. And for the walls, I'm thinking we keep it nice and simple, but also fitting in incredibly well by just adding in some spruce trapdoors. That gives us a nice little lean-to just like this. We obviously need to do some more work on this. This is not the final product. I'm just missing dark oak, as I've already said, and I want to make sure that the farm is operational. Now from a distance, it's actually nice to see it starting to take shape. Now for the rest of the land, I could just till this and turn this into farmland. So I'm pretty sure that I've managed to secure all of the spawnable locations around the farm. Now this is ultimately the part where we realize that actually I've made mistakes. The trouble is, I don't know what those mistakes are, so you're not getting out. Go back in. Now, you should be scared. They look scared. This means that when they sleep, we should see an iron golem spawn. Well, the night is upon us, and I came back just to see, and look, we've got a golem spawning. I don't know if that's the first golem. No, it's not, because there's 2 poppies in there. Look, 4 iron in that one. Yeah, and okay, maybe they drop... Do they drop 2 poppies? Well, the good news is, we now know that it works. The iron farm is completed. With that done, the last thing left to do was to take care of the aesthetics. And for this, well, I would need some dark oak. Okay, so maybe it was a little bit further away than I thought. I had to travel all the way through the forest biome and then the birch forest biome, but I finally found it, so I can get to chopping my trees down. I dislike the dark forest. I'm always terrified of a creeper just boom, and then it's the end of my forever hardcore world. It wasn't really forever if that happens, is it? With a little over 5 stacks, it was time to head back and finish the iron farm. So one of my favorite things about Minecraft is when you just catch a glimpse of one of your builds sort of fading into the fog there. I think that looks really nice. Now that we're back home, I can go ahead and start getting in that dark oak trim. Yeah, and I'm going to do it to the lovely symphony of the iron golems perishing. It seems that I've accidentally created a problem. I guess I'm going to have to fix this. And I'm thinking that I make a very bad idea here by aggroing... By aggroing. I can't aggro him. He's too far away. Come on, over here you come. A little bit further. A little bit further. Okay, let's try the axe. No. I would really rather not pillow up. Okay. Aggro. Get under here. He should not be able to reach me under here, right? Nope, he's good. I'm sorry, you're dead. And of course, it's raining again. So now I'm just going around and adding in some extra details just to break up the plain and simple brick that we've got going on here. I like the idea of having these little trussels over here. I don't even know if they're called trussels, but you get the picture. These things right here, although I'm thinking maybe we change the bottom a little bit and we have that be an upside down stair. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then we can use one of my favorite blocks within Minecraft, which is the chain. I'm thinking that we can hang the chains from here along with a lantern. And that gives us some light at the front. And we can keep it simple up top with just a nice big window. So just to help the transition a little bit up here, because it does feel a little bit rough, I'm feeling like we take out a couple of the cobblestone blocks. And I've only got a little bit of stone and replace them with stone bricks. I'm also going to do the opposite with the top. And this is not supposed to be here, is it? No. And to me, that just helps blend the building significantly better. I really do kind of like this. The chain does contrast a lot with this. Maybe we try a different color chain. There's no other chains, is there? It's just that one chain. We're just going to have to deal with it. But we do have like a lot of work to do on the side here, which brings me to the towers. And to sort of contrast somewhat, these towers are going to be made out of deep slate, ultimately coming together to look something like this. And I've got to say that I do quite like this. We've got a lot of the brick mixed in here. It's quite plain on this side. That's okay. I'm thinking maybe we can add some spruce windows, but I don't know. Does it look better with nothing added on it? Like, essentially these were old chimney stacks maybe? I mean, we've got it coming over this side. And I'm starting to question now, do I actually need the second one? Like I'm kind of looking at it and I don't think that I do need the second one over here. I think we could do something else here. Maybe we make this a second storage area, but this time we use barrels. Yeah, nice little thing like this. Just some extra storage around the place. I've got to be careful because I believe these blocks are spawnable. There we go. Yeah, and I think I'm going to leave that kind of hidden back there. I like that feature. Yeah, and I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. So on my quest to get dirt, I realized I was just a little bit away from being able to get another level 30 enchant. So I stumbled down into the caves after breeding up the cows, and I found yet again another spawner. I never randomly find spawners this often. Yeah, the chest is kind of okay. I suppose a gunpowder will come in handy. Now this is the third time in the row that the enchant has offered us Unbreaking 3. We've had efficiency each of the other times, so I'm hoping we get it here, and of course on the shovel we don't. Because I definitely needed levels and I wanted to get up to that efficiency 4 shovel, I decided to make a rudimentary XP farm. Just something with that one soul zombie spawner that we found. Just somewhere where they could spawn and then I could kill them and everything would be okay. Which of course, didn't go according to plan. I accidentally let some out. I hit the torch when I wasn't ready to. And like a bunch of them spawned. Like a lot of them spawned. So I made a little rudimentary XP farm right here on the stairwell. Now this time I'm not gonna accidentally break the torch. Zombies can spawn up to 4 directions or 4 blocks away from the spawner. So I want to make sure that all those spawnable locations are within our little zone here. See now, it's totally working a treat. I finally hit level 33, which means we could enchant. And I had the option of getting efficiency 5 or sharpness 4, and something in me was saying that we needed to do this. So I'm going to do that, and it wasn't even worth it. That's just efficiency and efficiency. Okay. But we do get Silk Touch on the shovel now. Is that all we're going to get? Oh, we got efficiency 4 as well. Good, that's actually a really good shovel that we can put together there. Yeah, and we can rename it Casey's Shovel 1. This is our first shovel. Silk Touch, efficiency, and unbreaking. Now all I need is some gravel, some dirt, and a lot more resources. With resources gathered, it was time to start working back on the iron farm as I wanted to fill in the road going around the outside. I started by laying the coarse dirt pathway. Then it was a case of encasing the iron farm with an oak fence. I could then tear out the remaining sand. I could then replace it with a mixture of dirt and grass. Since I'm planting a field in this episode, does this mean I get to ask you to like and subscribe? Being well over 2,000 seeds, we finally have the yard finished. The sun is about to go down and this place... Oh, please don't tell me I messed it up. No, I didn't. And this place looks really nice with these wheat fields going all the way around. Which means on the eve of day 80, I can finally say that I have given you the best of me.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me.
I am super happy with how this place turned out, and we have already acquired a significant amount of iron. This is pretty much the entirety of the iron. There's a little bit in the other chest, but I've been trying to keep it condensed into this one. That's almost a third of a chest filled with iron already, and we are now entering into day 81. So that's going to do it for this hardcore adventure. If you haven't already, please do consider leaving the video a like. It really does help the channel out, and I really do appreciate it. And consider subscribing as I try to transition YouTube from being a hobby into a full-time job. But as always, I'm Casey. You are the awesome folk. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.